deceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehood. And judgment is turned away backward.
And judgment is turned away backward because proper judgment is not going to be for you. You're going to beat righteous judgment in the sense that it's going to be to you as evil. That's what proper judgment you're going to get. You got to drink that cup of the Lord's wrath and indignation.
And judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey.
Right.
And the
But
Lord,
2/3 of y'all ain't making yourselves a prey. You're going according to Esau's plan. Being a wicked 2/3, you have a form of godliness but never able to come to the truth. You're just stuck in ignorance and believing in all these fairy tales, like the scriptures say, for we have not believed in cunningly devised fables.
it said, and the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment.
Right, and the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there's no judgment. There ain't no judgment here in America. And 2/3 of you Negro and Latinos don't give out proper judgment, man. All right, let me finish this one. This is Jeremiah 9:4. Take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother. For every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders. And they will deceive every one his neighbor, and will not speak the truth.
Righteous judgment. You won't, because that's what truth is. Right judgment.
And a lot of you 2/3, a lot of people here in America, they say the Old Testament is done away with. The Old Testament is not, the law, statutes, and commandments are still in effect, man. The law, statutes, and commandments are still in effect. It's not just the 10 commandments, it's the dietary laws, all the laws. You gotta rehearse them to the best of your ability. But here, right, I'll go to one of these churches and ask them, hey, can I eat pork? And he'll be like, yeah, you can eat pork. Go ahead, buddy. Can I eat shrimp? They'll be like, yeah, you can eat shrimp. When the law clearly tells you not to be eating those unclean foods, man. Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 5. And they will deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth.
Right, like you just gave an example, thinking that you can eat pork or thinking that you can eat shrimp. The truth is, you're not supposed to be eating pork. The truth is, you're not supposed to be eating shrimp. All right? You're not even supposed to be touching a swine. Truth is, you cannot have sex with another man's wife. You can't even look at her, really. You're not even supposed to look at her, touch her. Truth is, you can drink, but it can be moderately. If you overexceed, all right, then quit it. Truth, go ahead. Or whatnot, just truth is, you can't be a faggot. Truth is, faggots are gonna die.
Yeah, but America condones that. America says it's okay to be an effeminate man. It's okay to be a child to be with a woman and a woman, or a man and a man. That's truth. But they don't tell you that in your churches, man. Your judge, your Supreme Court, the judges won't even tell you that. They'll tell you, well, it's okay because our law says a faggot can walk in the streets of America. But the Bible, who you Negro and Latinos proclaim y'all love, despises that, man. That's an abomination. Get this. This is Isaiah 65:2. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good, after their own thoughts. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves, and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh, and broth of abominable things in their vessels.
Right, see, and like it said in the beginning, the scriptures already tell you that the flesh, your mind goes after your flesh, all right? That's what your flesh is, whatever you're going on in your mind, that's what your flesh is wanting, all right? All right, so and it's telling you that y'all went off of your own mind. You allowed yourself, and I was getting this little example from a brother in Mississippi the other day. He was talking about like, you may see the thickest woman out there, all right, but she may have a man, but she may come to you and be like, I want you, but my man, he's in the military, he's gone, all right? The law tells you you're not allowed to mess with that woman, man. You're supposed to look the other way and let her walk, all right? But what will your flesh start doing, man? Start being like, oh, well, maybe they are apart, you know? Maybe they broke up, maybe they're divorced, you know? That's what your flesh will do to you, man. There's no righteousness in that. The righteous thing is, like we just told you, let that woman walk, and really, man, tell her man that she's trying to be a little whore, man, and then let her get her ass beat.
This is Proverbs chapter 7, verse 9. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot, and subtile heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an imputed face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, olays, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill, love, until the morning. Let us solance ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home, he is gone a long journey.
There you go. So that scripture right there was telling you that woman already had a man. But as soon as
it tells you how a man's woman is based off instinct, her intuition. She's not based off reason. She goes off her flesh. So that's how America goes based off. Go. If it feels good, do it. Obey your thirst. All these different subliminal messages they got on different advertisements through the media. Right now they got Lil Wayne saying that bullshit, YOLO, you only live once. That's wickedness, man. That's what America pushes out. That's not what the Lord said to do. He said in the book of Proverbs, said every man, what is the ways of a man seem right unto him, but the ways are to death. That's what America leads 2/3 of you Negro Latinos into death. The same way a woman, because this book is a woman. It said take hold of wisdom as your kinswoman. So all these different philosophies and doctrines here in America, it's a woman that's deceiving 2/3 of you Negro and Latinos and Native American Indians, man. To be destroyed by who? Who's the ultimate pusher of all that? I don't even gotta say who came out with America. Who even named America? It was a so-called white man. That's who. Whenever you read the Bible and it speaks about the devil, you got to understand that word devil. It's not talking about a mythical creature. That all is based off Roman and Greek mythology. When you go into the etymology of the word devil, you go to the Latin diabolos. It means a deceiver. So even men are devils, man. The ultimate devil is the so-called white man. He's the one that got 2/3 of you Negro and Latinos believing in fairy tales and lies, man. Just like your woman would. You'll go off to work, you come back to your woman at home, and she's all like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, boo, whatever she want to call you. But then the night before, she had some dude in there hitting her up. But all along, you believe her, you think she's faithful, but yet she's a damn devil, man. That's what America is. And that's what we read prior in the scriptures, Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. There's nothing good about America. The daughter of Babylon is wicked, man. And this is a modern day Babylon, a modern day Rome. And Revelations calls this city spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Because the Israelites, when they were put in bondage, in the house of bondage, was during the time of Moses when they're in Egypt. And you go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68, it tells you that Israel is going to be brought back into Egypt by ships. Nowhere in history or record were the Israelites brought back into Egypt by ships, because the land of Israel is walking distance to Egypt. So it's talking about a further land that the Israelites going to be brought into servants' captivity and slavery, which is in America. But your pastors, your politicians, the white man's not going to tell you who you are. We are the real men of the Lord, like the Lord commanded us to tell you, because the whole nation of Israel were a confusion of faces. They don't know who they are as a people. Get Jeremiah 17.
One that says, they that lead the causes the air.
Like in Isaiah, I believe.
17:4. Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
Right, even you as an individual shall continue from your heritage. Discontinue. Because the nation of Israel, what did they do? They rebelled against the Heavenly Father. They lost everything that was beautiful and old dear to them, like the law. Above all nations, the Lord selected Israel, Yasha'Allah, which means a prince of power. And all the other nations knew that Israel was a great power. You go back to Deuteronomy, you find it out. You go to the book of Judges, and you find out what the Palestinians, the Philistines would even say. How they would speak about the Israelites. And we know who they are today. You Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians. We are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. We're not no wetbacks, we're not no Mexican, not no Spics, not no niggas, no Negroes. We're Hebrew Israelites, man.
And who gave you those names? Who called you those bywords? The so-called white man. Who did? And if you read the curses, those people we just named, the Negro, Latinos, Native American Indians, we fit all those prophecies. Like he just told you about the ships. The only people ever recorded in history to come over in ships like that
to a distant land to serve slavery
were the so-called Negroes. And all these people on the sign, they all have the common enemy, the so-called white man. And if you notice, like you're saying, we are the Hebrew Israelites. If we're not, why is it we're overruling the earth in a number? Because the Most High is about to bring us back into power.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations. And that whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Right, and we already and the word proverb or byword means to have another name. Another name they classify you as.
Right, a so-called Mexican will go to Europe, and those Europeans, they'll call him a spick. Because no matter where we go, they're gonna know us by those bywords. Oh, he's a Mexican, right? He's a wetback, a Mohawk, right? No matter where we go, all these people on this sign, the Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, no matter where you go, you're still gonna be a slave to the so-called white man. That's why the Lord said, be as pilgrims on this land, because this ain't our rest, man. We can't make this our resting place. Did you not know when the Israelites, when they were brought out of Egypt, some of them wanted to go back to Egypt? You know what happened to those men that wanted to go back? They died in the wilderness. Some of them were destroyed by serpents.
23,000. Yep.
Right? A lot of horrible things happened to those people that didn't want to have faith in the Lord, man. Only the elect were brought into the promised land, which was the called land of Canaan, which was turned into the land of Israel. They went and conquered the Canaanites. Who led them into that land? Joshua. Which you boneheaded Negro and Latino don't even know that that's what the Lord's name is, man. It's not Jesus. Jesus is a transliteration from the Greek word iousus. And the Lord, according to the Bible, who is a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah, he's not a Greek. He's a Hebrew Israelite. So if you want to call on his name in the English language, you would call him Joshua.
But that's not his name.
But you got to call it in the Hebrew, man.
Pure form.
The pure language, the Lashon Kadash, the holy tongue, which is the Hebrew, which is Yahweh Shai. Y'all don't even know that. But the point was that the Hebrew Israelites that didn't want to have faith in the prophets and in ultimately the Lord's word, they were destroyed in the wilderness. And that's the time we're coming into again, because we're about to be taken out of this place called Egypt. When all hells break loose, martial law is implemented, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man, there's gonna be a lot of chaos and atrocities, calamities, and death here in America, man. And that's why the Lord said, I come as a thief in the night. When all say peace and safety, sudden destruction shall fall upon thee, man. America's not exempt. America is that great Babylon, the city of confusion, because that's what the word Babel means. Babylon, confounded. Whenever the Lord went to the Tower of Babel, he confounded that language, and every man that had that common language went on a separate way. But America is a diversity of people, a melting pot, doing the same thing all over again what Nimrod was doing. Trying to do a one world government, one world language, one world currency, one world doctrine. It's all over again. And everybody knows that saying, history repeats itself. So this destruction's coming again, man. It's coming. America's not going to be exempt. America's going to be utterly destroyed. And that's what the scriptures say.
Men, y'all, what y'all doing, man? Keep it up.
So and that's what basically our job is to do, man. Is to come out here and tell our neighbor the truth, and to prepare every man for war, man, because war is coming to America. And we know 2/3 of you're not ready for war, man. Y'all not ready. But it's time to get ready. It's time to get ready because the time is short, man. It is not about how strong you are, how fast you can run. It's time to get ready in the Lord and let the Lord protect you, because you can't do nothing by yourself. It said, cursed is the man that put trust in man, or puts trust in his own arm, his own flesh. You're gonna be destroyed, man. Your strength can only go so far, but you got the will and the strength and the power of Yahweh Shai, man, it's everlasting, man. There ain't nothing can break that will, that power, that endurance.
This Colossians chapter 1, verse 26. It says, even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints.
Now the mysteries, right? The mysteries are revealed to the saints. The proper breakdowns, the proper understanding. That's the mystery, because before this truth came out, this new song, all these churches had their own different doctrines. That's not the truth. This new song that we got now, the proper breakdowns, we know that Mary wasn't, she didn't have no intercourse with the Lord, the angel. That false doctrine goes back into the Roman and Greek mythology, because that's what Zeus would do. He would come down from the heavens and have sex with certain women. That the Lord don't do that. That's not the Lord. The Lord don't do that. So we got the proper breakdown of the virgin birth. We got the proper breakdown of the baptism. We got the proper breakdown of the Lord's name. We got the proper breakdown of who the Israelites are, of each tribe. And we got the proper breakdown that we got to know that you got to have the Lord and the Son's name. It's not just the Son's name. You got to have both. You got to call on both.
It says, to whom the Most High would make known what is the purpose of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory.
Which is the Christ in you, which is the hope of glory. So it's not us. It's the spirit of Yahweh Shai that's in us, and that's revealing these secrets, ultimately starting with the elders that had revealed these mysteries to us. And we continue on to shed that light.